Venus in Virgo, rectification and purification. Austerity, while always part of our Puritan roots, has become the catchphrase du jour, thanks in part to the Sun and Venus's entry into the sign of Virgo. Virgo traits involve the words thrifty, practical, self-effacing, and service-oriented. Putting one's nose to the grindstone and just getting things done are all emblematic of this fix-it sign. A Virgo has a checklist and makes sure she completes it even in the midst of a nervous breakdown. Venus in Virgo takes on greater importance beyond the current season as she is the value symbol in the new Saturn return that will reign over the next 28 years of American monetary policy and psychology. Countries, just like people, experience Saturn returns, and the U.S. is now entering the 8th Saturn return in its history. Saturn requires us to grow up and take responsibility for our actions. We cannot get away with anything at these important junctures, and we are forced to face the consequence of previous decisions, evasions, or neglect. Saturn is the lord of karma and retribution, and as a representative of the three-dimensional world, he has a lot of bearing on our material lives, including our finances. Our previous Saturn return occurred in the early 1980s, and many of our current financial problems originated with policies set in motion at that time. A cult of overspending, overextension, and greed is good, metastasized to include the debt of every man. In part, this was due to Venus's presence in the sign of extravagant, devil-may-care Sagittarius, ruling the U.S.'s second house of money. It is now clear that the boom boom 80s will never return, except as ironic nostalgia on young fashion designers' runways or in Oliver Stone sequels. With this new Saturn return, the Pied Piper has returned, and we are faced with attending to the bloated harvest of greedy, vainglorious decisions. The zeitgeist has changed, and our new value system will reflect a more restrictive, trimmed-down approach to money and spending, and the necessity to be more discriminating and frugal with our resources. How could this affect our lifestyle choices? Consumer products will become more streamlined, practical, and shed their built-in obsolescence. Is it serviceable or self-sustaining? Can it be recycled? Can it function manually? These will be common tests of viability. Hurricane Irene and other natural disasters have shown us how dependent we are on technology and gadgets that are useless in the wake of physical hardship. As the month progresses, many of the inner planets will move into Libra, where in the name of justice, wrongs must be righted. And since the U.S. Saturn is in Libra, issues abound regarding relationships and reciprocity. We may have overreached in our efforts to control national and international affairs, yet at the same time, we still want to be liked. This Saturn return will balance the scales and will definitely require more humility, honesty, and reciprocity in our domestic and global dealings. And with Saturn answering to Venus in Virgo, the notion of useful service of an anti-hero variety becomes the new normal. Otherwise, Virgo becomes the servant, and we will have to bow to our masters, be they other nations or our addictions to consumerism or foreign energy sources. Lastly, Virgo is about elimination and purification. So in this regard, we may all find ourselves purging excesses in the forms of toxic behaviors, thoughts, and ideals in an effort to start fresh and lead more spiritually, materially, and mentally healthy lives. And going back to the debt crisis, some form of cleansing, Virgo, is necessary, but that does not need to involve extreme forms of diet or penitence a la Tea Party dialogue, but rather a Libran balance of negotiation, compromise, moderation, and equitable distribution of resources and belt-tightening. Reflecting the new austerity, during the debt crisis fiasco, President Obama said it's time to eat our peas. The best we can hope for is that they're organic. Please join us next time as we focus on Pluto's forward motion in Capricorn on September 16th. And in the meantime, if you enjoy these segments, please show your support by subscribing, commenting, or rating this video. Thanks for watching.